Yeah, and he's a good player. I didn't see that, but I haven't really followed them. So we all have to make our decisions. He made his. I respect it.
Oh, there you have it. You can rest easy. Bill Belichick said
Bill.
It's okay for Andrew Luck to retire. He respects it. We can move on with life. Well, you know the controversy around that, do you? Do you not even know this yet? He said he did not see that, okay? So and then he said he did not see that, and then New England sent out a press release last night and added the word coming to the end of his. He did not see that coming in parentheses, right? Which was total bullshit because he could see the freaking video, okay? And he doesn't say that, all right? Now, I mean, do you really think Bill Belichick didn't realize Andrew Luck didn't retired?
If there's one person out there who would know, I mean, guys like you who've been in the building say that he doesn't know anything else.
Yes.
The outside world doesn't come in.
No, I know.
Aren't you supposed to meet like some Sunday that was Mother's Day and everybody had to tell him?
Yes.
It's not okay.
Yeah, we're okay, but tomorrow's Mother's Day. He's like, oh, okay, yes. He's totally oblivious to things like that. But I have a hard time believing he was oblivious to Andrew Luck retiring.
Probably true.
Right? All right. So, and then I want to ask you, why do you think he would not want to act like, why? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Paul Burmeister under the microscope, okay?
How you doing?
And I'm Chris Simms, and this is Unbuttoned. Okay, why do you think he did it? This is just a theory I threw out this morning, but why do you think he's acting like he didn't even see Andrew Luck, one of the best quarterbacks in football, a playoff team in his conference last year?
Yeah.
Why do you think he won't want to give it its credence? What do you think that goes back to?
Do you think it's Jacoby Brissett related?
Ooh, no, but that's a good one. I never really thought of that. That's a good one. Nice talk. Keep on. Keep flushing it out. Let's go.
Colts, Patriots history, postseason.
Right. Come on. You're almost there.
Deflategate.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I think between that and the fact that Josh McDaniels had the issue there last year, he's trying to act like I don't pay attention to that organization. That would be
the
my
issue,
2
like
cents.
he accepted the job.
Right. Which, I mean, Josh certainly looks like he was in the wrong there, and I know Josh didn't do that to intentionally screw them over or anything like that.
Right.
But I would think Deflategate was at the root of that, to go like, I don't even pay attention to that team.
You sniffed that out well.
I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did. I might be just causing shit by doing that, but that's what I think, okay?
And you're good at that.
I am good at that.
Saturday evening, when the news broke, Bill didn't hear about it. Where were you?
I was watching preseason football, okay? I mean, I was trying to watch Miami, Florida college football, but that was unbearable, all right? So
How so?
Because it was just so sloppy, and the game takes so long, and every play we got to look at the coach, and it's 3rd and 2. We can't run a 3rd and 2 play. We got to call a timeout. I got to go talk about it. We haven't talked about 3rd and 2. So that drove me crazy. That's what happens when you get scarred by the NFL, because the game is just more efficient.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, though, going back and forth between that and the Jets and the Saints.
Okay.
And I'm there. It's my nephew's birthday, so I'm at my dad's house.
Ignoring family.
Yep. The party's over. I've had enough. Like, get out of here, okay? It's time to sit on the couch. And I have a guy here, a family friend, who is like, wait, did you guys not just see that? And we're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I swear it just said Andrew Luck retired on the bottom of the screen. We're all like, no, it didn't.
Right.
And we, of course, we get DirecTV and the DVR. You can rewind it right there. And I was like, I got to see. I don't believe you. Throwing the challenge flag. And, we were so locked in on the game, and I think Taysom Hill was playing at that point, but there it was, breaking news. And, shocking.
Completely. I was on the sideline working a PLL game in Albany on Saturday, and I thought someone just didn't know what they were talking about. Because someone at the desk behind me where they do stats, some of the PLL administration said, somebody said it. I was like, there's no way that's true. And we were walking to the truck after the game, and sure enough, there it was. Here's what I was thinking about driving in, because my feelings about it now are much different than they were Saturday night. It was just shock and surprise. No way.
Right.
So 3 days later, you've thought about it.
Yeah.
You've read about it, thought about it some more. What's your headline?
Yeah. I think at first I was disappointed, and not like in Andrew Luck, but because I'm a football fan. I go, damn, the Colts are like a Super Bowl contender, and I kind of wanted to see what they were going to look like this year, and I like watching Andrew Luck play. But I get it. I feel like I came to that, and especially me, because I know I battled through some of this crap myself, and maybe didn't get beat up to the capacity of all different body parts hurting, but I struggled with my...
You lost a vital organ.
I lost a vital organ, and it took me really about 18 months it took me a full year just to find somebody to give me some answers to what the hell was going on, and why did I have one of the strongest arms in football, and now I'm like 3rd on the Pee Wee team in arm strength, okay? So I didn't understand any of that. So I understand his frustration, but at first as it went on, I just went, hey, the guy's, he's not in it. Physically, mentally, the grind of the sport and him physically having to try to get ready on a day-to-day basis, it's worn him out to where he doesn't love the game anymore. And I get that because I got to periods where with my rehab where I was just like, every day I'd wake up and I'd be, I hope this is the day I can throw again. Yeah. I hope this is the day I can throw again. And then it's day 450 and you're
don't
going,
feel any better,
and I'm going, damn, I mean, do I really keep doing this? I mean, this is so frustrating.
I think that's the question that a lot of players, and I was around it for a minute, paid a lot of attention, but I wasn't around it the way you were, didn't play it the way you did. But my mind went to a day or two later what you just said. I wonder how many guys get to the point where, like, I don't really want to do this anymore, and they keep doing it.
Right.
And I think they do, and I came up with 3 reasons, and see if you check the box with all 3 of these. Number 1, they love the money. Who wouldn't like millions and millions of dollars?
Exactly right.
He didn't seem like he really needed the money. So number 1,
and he has the money. See, that's where he can walk away.
At one point he needed it, but at this point, I mean,
he's got
however many millions he has.
He's got at least $30 million in the bank, unless he's been buying Rolls Royces on a daily basis. He's got at least $30 million in the bank.
So the money answer as to why am I going to keep doing this didn't really, it didn't keep
relate
him going.
to him, right?
Number 2, a lot of players, and I was in this category too. I'm not ripping people. They don't have a lot of interest outside of football. So that thought, what am I going to do?
Yes.
What would I do all day if I didn't have this? I don't think Andrew Luck had that issue.
Yeah, no, right. He's an extremely smart human being. I mean,
he's not worried about his days being fulfilled without studying for football, without playing football. And then number 3, the big one to me, his identity seemed to go way beyond just himself as a quarterback. Think about how you felt about yourself when you're 25. What was number 1 with an exclamation point? You're quarterback.
No doubt.
It's who you are.
Every day, right.
And he doesn't seem like the kind of guy where that was running his identity.
Yes.
So he said no to all 3 of those answers. Like, screw this.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
I think you're exactly right. And I think he probably felt like with all the injuries and him having to struggle and rehab and not feeling right, that it was probably hurting that identity that you're talking about as a human being when he talks about, I'm not getting to live life to the way I want to. And that's scary. And I'm sure he's sitting there thinking, wow, it's only going to get worse as I continue to play. Hey, he did a good job avoiding hits last year, but he's still in the pocket. I'm going to stand there and wait for that guy to get open down the field.
And run a lot and take hits as well.
And run a lot and take hits as well. And again, this is where I'll go back. We know about all the major injuries he's had, and it's a long list. We don't know about all the other knickknacks and nagging injuries. He's old school. He's not going to sit there and tell you about every little thing that's bothered him through his career. Right. I think it's a guy that, probably had a lot of issues and just was like, oh, okay, I feel okay today. I'll push through it. And then he's got these other issues where obviously he cannot push through it. And I feel for him, and the fact that it is not easy to continue to battle like that day after day after day. And if you're not totally invested in the game, only bad things can happen.
Right.
And I think that's where he got to. He lost the joy of the game in general. I think he worried about his future life and how he was going to feel after that. And because of that, I give him credit. I mean, I really do. That's not an easy decision to make.
I like him more. He was one of my favorite players in the league. I like him even more now that I've thought about his reasoning and rationale and his courage.
He could have hung around and collected $12 million this year and kind of acted.
Do.
He could have maybe even pulled, throw me on the IR or the pup or whatever, anything like that, to where, okay, and he's still going to collect a check. But you know what? He did the admirable thing. He said, not only am I banged up, I don't really know if I want to do this.
Right.
And I'm never going to get involved in someone's personal life as far as that's concerned. And I hate to see him go, but I totally understand it.
You mentioned that you were disappointed because you're going to miss watching him play.
Yes.
One little anecdotal story about Andrew Luck. I think it was back in 2016. I was out for Football Night in America, and we would go to the late kickoff game. The big game, it was the Andrew Luck against Peyton Manning game.
Sure.
And after the game, we've got this little, could be 20-minute, it could be a 4-minute window to put together a report, interview the star player. Well, the Colts won, so we wanted to talk to Andrew Luck. And it turned out to be the game where he lacerated a kidney.
I remember
also tore something in his abdominal.
Had a scramble until his left and took a real big hit.
He was way beyond banged up. He was injured. We didn't really know it then, but he was. And I was trying to get to Andrew through his PR staff, and they kept saying no, 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 no.
Yeah.
And he was about 20 yards away from me, and he was kind of aware in his periphery what was going on. And we had about 3 minutes left until we had to bag it, and Andrew said, guys, no problem, I'll do it. Send Paul over, it's no problem at all. PR staff apologized, Andrew Luck does the interview, and everything works out only because Victorious injured Andrew Luck said, you know what, this is cool. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, he's a true professional. I mean, I've been around him before, too. Like you said, smart, couldn't be kinder, a huge man. I mean, Andrew Luck's one of those guys, when you see him in person, you go, damn. Okay, now I understand why you're the number one pick. You can run 4.59 and you're this big. I mean, he's a special skill set. His measurables at the combine, the closest person we've seen to him are really Cam Newton. I mean, that's kind of what he's been. And he played with that type of physicality. But again, it shows you physicality like that, even at the quarterback position. I don't care who you are, Cam Newton or Andrew Luck. If you play that way, your ass is going to get beat down over time. And, I think the other crazy thing is his team is finally good. Yeah. And then he's walking away, which is strange. It's the best team he's been a part of.
I know.
Right? And early in his greatness was, honestly, like he was a victim of his own greatness early in his career. I really do believe that, where, okay, he was on a team where he knew he had to push the envelope, tote the line of reckless. I got to play almost reckless if we want to win, because if I don't stand in the pocket and take that big shot to hit T.Y. Hilton, we're not going to win the game. Or if I don't scramble and lower my shoulder, we're not going to beat the Broncos when we're at home against them. And sometimes that's what happens to the great quarterbacks that are on team than less than. I used this example with Florio the other day with Aaron Rodgers, the same thing. He's hurt his shoulder a few times. Yeah, think about how he hurt his shoulder. It's in the pocket, dancing around, trying to get away because he knows, damn, if I don't make the play, who's gonna? And so then you have to play a different way than maybe compared to, let's just say, Peyton Manning in his prime with the Colts or Tom Brady in his prime with the Patriots, where the team around him was so good, he didn't always have to risk his body because he knew, okay, I'll get another chance to hit Gronk down the middle or something like that. So all of it is crazy. I also think of the Bruce Arians factor. Well, Bruce is like, stand in there. I mean, he's doing it this year to Jameis Winston. Put weight on. I want to throw the ball down the field. You're going to get hit. Big soldier. I think of Big Ben. He got beat the crap up with Bruce Arians as the OC. And I'm not blaming Bruce Arians here. I'm just trying to point out things that go through my mind football-wise. Carson Palmer got the shit beat out of him at the end out in Arizona. And, Andrew Luck certainly took his beatings there, too, altogether. But it's a shame to see him go, nonetheless. Colts are going to be fine, though.
Yes. Now we, like everybody else, move on a little bit. Jacoby Brissett, I was watching you and Mike this morning after the kids went to school. Did I hear you say that Andrew Luck was worth 2 wins?
I did. I do.
They're only, if they were a 12-4 team with Andrew Luck, are they 10-6?
Yeah, I mean, I think realistically we could say something like that. I don't think that's totally crazy. Okay, this is how I look at it really more. This is the greatness of Andrew Luck. The Colts are not going to fall off earth. I mean, they're not. They're a good football team.
Are they still the best team in that division?
Yes. I mean, I think on paper, I think it's a very close division, but I think from top to bottom, yes, maybe I would give them the edge right now. I think Jacksonville's nipping at their heels. I'm a Jacksonville believer. But, yeah, let's just say the Colts were 10-6 last year, right? So the big question I will have with Jacoby Brissett and why I say Andrew Luck's worth 2 wins is because Andrew Luck, I think the greatest quality he had was his clutch factor. I mean, I just felt like...
Define clutch factor.
Clutch factor is no matter what week it was, if I looked at and turned on the Colts game and I said, they're down by 10 with 10 minutes left, I said, I guarantee he's going to get the ball one time to have a chance to win the game. And most times he delivered. And if he did deliver, or if he didn't deliver, he really delivered, and maybe the defense gave up one more score at the end to where they lost on the defense on the field. But his clutch factor, very much like a Derek Jeter or a Tom Brady, where you just felt like, man, he's got the ball in his hands right now. He's going to make it happen. And he showed us that last year. He showed us that prior to his year out of football in 2017.
He had it going all the way back. Was it his rookie or second season?
Rookie year.
They were losing to Kansas City by about 3, maybe 4 touchdowns in the playoffs, and they won.
I think it was 45-10 at the time, or 45.
That's been a part of every coach's, every player's belief the last 6 or 7 years.
Exactly right. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's the beauty of Andrew Luck. And now I don't the greatness of how the Colts built their team and Chris Ballard and Frank Reich. Frank Reich, this isn't her first rodeo in this type of situation.
Been there recently.
And then he's been in it too when he had to fill in for Jim Kelly. So he really knows what it's going to take. But this is why you have a great backup quarterback. Because now if you lose one guy, your whole season doesn't go down the drain. we talked a little bit last week about concerning backup quarterback positions. This was not one of them.
Didn't talk about the Colts.
No.
And when you did your quarterback rankings in the spring, didn't you have him
top 32?
I was going to say top 30. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I can't remember exactly. I want to say 30, maybe 29, right around that range.
Had him ahead of some starters.
Had him ahead of Eli and a few other starters. Yes, I did. And the great thing is not only is he capable, but he's got a very similar skill set to Andrew Luck, too.
They don't have to change things.
Right.
I thought the same thing.
They don't have to change anything. He's a good deep ball thrower. He's a pretty good athlete. He's willing to stand in the pocket and okay, I'm big. I'm a big soldier. I can take the shot, too. So, I don't think the Colts fall off earth by any stretch of the imagination. It's just going to be those 2 or 3 games, like I say, where is Jacoby Brissett going to come through? Last drive of the game, they're down by 4. They need a touchdown to win, and there's 2:05 left on the clock. Andrew Luck delivered more times than not. Now Jacoby Brissett's going to have to prove it to us. He can, too.
Right. He got a lot of experience backing up Tom Brady. Played a lot a couple of years ago. Didn't play well, but his team didn't play well around him.
Yeah, right. Came into a tough situation.
Team is so much improved now.
So much.
Different coach, different experience for him. So
yeah. All right, so we got a good day coming.
Yes,
we're going to get into a little film breakdown. We're going to get to a little AFC over-unders.
I heard you were buried in the film.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday I had to do a lot of stuff for the Peacock, okay? So I did not get to watch the film, all right? I was working for WNBC.
There you go.
And I was a little behind, so I got after it today.
Okay.
Other things I just want to tell everybody to look out for. Next week, definitely going to do I'm going to pick the season as far as who's making the playoffs. I'm going to make a fake playoff bracket, and we're going to go right down to the Super Bowl. That's coming up. I think we're going to do that on Tuesday of next week. So if you guys want the answer key early, you want to tune in to next Tuesday, because usually what I say totally comes true, and all the teams that I say go in and make it to the playoffs.
Can I sign up for that day?
Yeah, sure.
Am I in Tuesday?
Sure. I don't even know.
Okay.
You act like I have control over my own podcast.
It is the Chris Simms podcast.
Yes, I don't have any control. Don't worry.
All right.
I've been asking for mics that work all the time. Do you see?
It was funny last week we talked about that, because I've been thinking about it since last spring.
I've been asking.
Talk into it, and it doesn't really matter.
Right. So
it's a bad habit.
That's what we got coming. Thanks for your Iowa Hawkeye shirt the other day.
Have you worn it yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
But it's coming up. I'll wear it.
Is it like in a ball?
No.
Corner of a room?
It's in all my collared folded shirts right there. It's in a respectable spot.
When you wear it, send a picture.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
And then, all right, so I got one read here, the Peter King podcast. Got to show him some love. Speaking of Andrew Luck, check out the Peter King podcast. He's got Carson Palmer for his thoughts on Andrew Luck's retirement. Oddly enough, I just brought that up about Luck playing for Bruce Arians and whatever else. Other guest, Phillip Rivers. Those are both going to be great gets. Carson Palmer is a great dude, been around him a lot. He is sneaky funny, and Phillip Rivers doesn't even need to be funny, and he's funny.
Great interview every time.
Yeah, he's amped up all the time. As usual, Peter's killing it, and I would recommend anybody to listen to that.
Preseason week number 3 and the film study that you caught up with earlier this morning. I want to start with the 49ers.
Yep.
Jimmy Garoppolo, big story. The week leading up to week 3, he had struggled in his first outing.
Yep.
His numbers were very good. 14 out of 20, almost 200 yards. How did the film look?
Yeah, it looked good. It was a huge improvement. There was no more deer in the headlights factor with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, am I going to sit here and just go, oh, it was perfect, I feel a whole lot better about everything? No, not totally, but at least I felt like he saw the field well. He didn't just throw some balls up into an area like, oh, gosh, the pocket's collapsing, I'm just going to throw it there and hope it works out. Oh, it was an interception, or it was a dropped interception, 2 weeks ago. This week, I think he knew where to put the ball when he was in danger in the pocket, but made decisions, was decisive with it, and threw some great balls. Down the sidelines, had a little double move to number 13. I think it was Richie James. I can always forget his name. Had the touchdown to Breida, along the left sideline when he was lined up in the slot, recognized the matchup. Ooh, I have a Reggie Ragland on Matt Breida, and makes the appropriate throw and decision there to get the touchdown. Made a number of other good throws to go along with it. Now, do I think Kyle Shanahan, game planned a little for this and did things like that to make sure Jimmy Garoppolo?
Right.
Yeah, of course he did.
Right.
And it's preseason game number 3. That's what you're supposed to do. But especially you do it in this scenario when you want a guy to start to gain confidence and get going. And this is what it was all about more than anything. Now, the one thing that it does concern me, and I think you heard me say this last week, like his feet are still messed up, and you played.
How so?
Well, he does not like to hitch into throws at times. He loves to just sit there And instead of like, I'm going to throw the 20-yard comeback and bam and throw it, he kind of just sits there flat-footed and tries to do it all arm and with like the torque of his hips. And because of that, he loses control of the ball at times.
Is that new with the injury, or is it something he's
This is something I saw a little bit last year, too.
Because I always thought his balance was
It's very good. So can we get on the jib? You ready for the jib? Let's do some jib action, because I got the football here, too. I just got to show what he does a little bit.
We didn't stand last week, so yeah.
Yes, so he is balanced, like you're saying. He's always in this spot, right? So he's always ready to throw. But the thing is, when you throw a 20-yard in cut, usually Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or most quarterbacks in football, there's the 20-yard in cut. I get towards the top of my drop, and then bam, and I step into a throw it. He gets to the top of his drop and just sits there and then just tries to do it like that.
Right.
And he loses control of the ball at times. And he loses power on the football at times. And I don't necessarily like that. He got away with that in preseason game number 3 against the Chiefs defense. But I'm not sure he's going to get away with that against the Seattle Seahawks and some other teams they got to play in the schedule this year.
He's always kind of been that way, though.
He has always been kind of that way. I just don't think his game is going to go to the level he wants it to go to, especially in the West Coast offense. I'm going to do one more jib thing. I forgot to say it. Sorry, you're earning your pay today. But the West Coast offense, all they talk to you about is listen to your feet, listen to your feet, listen to your feet, right? So let's just say you had a concept where there's a guy in the flat, and let's say there's a 20-yard out route. You take the 7-step drop. They would coach you on the first hitch. You want to throw the 20-yard out route. If you get to the second hitch, you listen to your feet and you throw it down to the guy in the flat, or whoever the second read is. And because of that, I think he stays on the first read too long at times. He throws the rhythm of himself off within the offense of doing that. That would be my 2 cents. It was still very good.
Is that fixable at this point?
It is fixable, but it's going to compromise him, like I saw even early last year on some deep throws, and all of a sudden you want to be aggressive, or you're looking at a guy and you're going, he's not going to be open, and the DB falls all of a sudden. You got to get it up all of a sudden, and you go, oh gosh, I didn't get enough power on it to really get my legs underneath it to throw it 55 yards down the field. That's where I've seen it kind of peak out at him at times. And it's just something that I just say to put on everybody's radar there. Mm-hmm. But either way, I was impressed by what I saw with him.
It was
overall.
An encouraging outing, considering what he was last time.
Definitely was.
Let's stay in the NFC West and go a little younger. Somebody else who had struggled up to this point, Kyler Murray. His numbers looked a lot better in this game.
A lot better. I mean, he looked phenomenal. I mean, when you just look at him in general.
Throwing,
running, all of it. He's being smart. Like, he's not letting anybody get cheap shots on him. He's not trying to, like, prove to us, I can turn the corner and I can get 10 when everybody else can get 5. Just going out of bounds. Please keep doing that, Kyler Murray. We don't need you to be, like, pancaked on the sideline and out of football for 3 weeks because you had to get 3 extra yards on a run, or tear your ACL like Jimmy Garoppolo did because you just want to cut it upfield because you're frustrated. But the physical ability is special. There's no denying that. I think if you sat there and watched the film with me, you just go, damn. I mean, you can see how the ball spins. It pops out of his hands. You saw some of the highlights.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the throws are just like, damn, that's a 20-yard laser with no effort. Damn, that's a 30-yard laser, no effort. That's where it's impressive. My concerns are still with that offense. I have concerns with that offense.
With the personnel, with the scheme?
Oh, the scheme. And I wrote to him, hey, the O-line, they're going to be a little bit better this year, so that gives them a fighting chance. But I don't see anything yet schematically that excites me about the Cardinal offense. I don't see anything.
What if a naysayer said, but it's so vanilla in the preseason, just wait till September?
I understand that, but this is too vanilla even for vanilla, okay? This is like translucent ice cream right now, okay? The shit's clear, all right? I don't know what else to say, all right? It's got no taste. It's just, and that's where it bothers me, because the majority, and if you think back about the game, the completions he had in the game, none of them are concept related. They're all one-on-ones. They're one-on-one, back shoulder, one-on-one. Ooh, he beat him off the line of scrimmage. I'll throw the perfect ball. Ooh, it's cover 2, and I'll throw a laser in between the safety and the corner. None of it was, I'm going to play the 3-receiver stack over here and go through the read and find the guy that way. Every time he did that, that shit was covered up, and that concerns me. Now, I hope I get proven wrong. I do. But also, I'm sorry, but the damn shotgun every play frustrates me. Yeah. It frustrates me. Give the defense a different look. It's comfort zone every time. Oh, okay, 2 receivers here, 2 receivers here. Oh, okay, here's the quarterback. Okay, what are they going to do? Fake the read option. Oh, no, we haven't seen that in the history of football. I have serious questions about that type of crap right now on their offense.
The schemes and the concepts, did they look like things that were, I don't know, outdated, easy to cover, easy to recognize?
I got you covered there because I wrote this down. I just wrote, first of all, they just call plays, and sometimes, therefore, they waste plays because they run plays where I would go, ooh, John Gruden or Josh McDaniels would go, we don't want to run that play into that look. We're not going to win. That's not a recipe for success there. So that bothers me. And then I wrote, NFL defensive players have seen these concepts already too much through training camp. And I just wrote, and Vikes are all over it. They were all over it. It was all your basics, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here and get too in the weeds about football, but that's what I worry about with that. Kyler Murray's going to be fine. Are they going to help him enough to really show what he's all about in year one? That's my real big concern. Did
you anticipate that red flag, so to speak, with the offense from Cliff Kingsbury?
Yes, I did.
That didn't surprise you?
It didn't surprise me. I'm hoping for better, but this was my issue all along. And I know, like, Cliff has all the tools to be an NFL head coach. Mm-hmm. What I have always argued is lack of people he's been around. He doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. That's where I really worry about it in general. And so that's the little things I worry. Are they going to have enough of a run game to keep people honest on the read option or the RPOs? You know, play action pass, I would think would be right up Kyler Murray's alley, really. I mean, there's no rules. Who can put him underneath the center? Why does he have to be in the shotgun every play? And let alone, they're going to have issues with this whole clapping shit they're doing.
Clearly.
They keep getting false starts for it.
Right.
And last week they were trying to clap and lift the leg at the same time, and the NFL's not going to let that fly. The coach on the opposing team is going to complain to the refs before the game starts every week about an aggressive movement like this for the quarterback. It's like a head bob for the quarterback underneath the center. So that, and then I want to say one thing about the Vikings.
I'm summing up Kyler Murray by encouraged by the player, concerned about the offense.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yep, that's spot on.
And the other quarterback.
Thanks for wrapping it up.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins was not his best day. Oddly enough, Kirk Cousins got a little into the Jimmy Garoppolo thing I just talked about. Feet got a little lazy. There was a few throws where it was just all arm. Leg was planted in the ground. I'm going, man, you're about to make a 20-yard throw.
And those are different kind of releases because as I'm putting them right next to each other in my mind. And Garoppolo's always been compact, quick.
Very much.
Kirk Cousins isn't.
No, he
really
kind of gets it. He lets his arm get flexible and really gets a whippy, like you're saying.
With that different motion, how did he get caught up in what Garoppolo was doing?
It became something with the feet where, you know, at points, I don't know if it's in practice or you get 7-on-7 or too many no defense drills or, you know, just the monotony at camp where maybe you get a little lazy with some of your footwork to where you go, no, hey, man, like, this is okay right now in 7-on-7, but when it comes Sunday and it's like everybody's flying around at 100%, I'm not sure that ball's going to squeeze through that window you think is like cool right now in 7-on-7 on a Wednesday practice.
Right.
And he lost control of the ball. If you went back and watched all his throws, you would see there was a few throws too. The ball really fluttered out of his hand. It became very jerky because his legs were not in sequence with him. I worry about the Minnesota Vikings. It's the vice versa of last year right now. Their offensive line is going to be a little bit better. Their run game is going to be better because of Kubiak, right? Mm-hmm. You know, we saw Dalvin Cook have the long touchdown run. What I worry about is the pass game.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know if I see anything that excites me there in that pass game.
You're talking more about the quarterback than
in the scheme. I'm fine. Like, I know Diggs and Thielen are going to get open when they got one-on-one. And Cousins is going to hit them. Mm-hmm. But I'm worried about, you know, the 5 or 6 games a year where, the other team's got 2 corners where Diggs and Thielen, they just can't get open all game long. Like, you just can't say, they're going to win the one-on-one matchup.
Right.
And is there enough offense and stuff to get them open, concepts? And for me, that has been a little scary with Minnesota throughout the preseason to this point.
Does that go back to last year as well?
Well, last year I was almost the opposite. I felt like, John DeFilippo, I kind of like some of the passing stuff, but would he freaking run the ball? Can we run it a little? This year, it's like, I know Kubiak can teach the Shanahan run scheme. They're going to run the ball better. But my issue with Kubiak, and especially in the Denver years with Peyton, I want to just go, damn. Can we get something away from the first week of installation from the West Coast offense and do a little bit more?
Right.
So those are my concerns from that overall.
And at this point, we're almost federally mandated if we're talking about quarterbacks preseason because we don't know what the record's going to be yet.
Right.
Got to hit Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. I mean, we got to. And it's probably the worst performance I've ever seen him have, okay?
What's at the top of the list there for bad?
Well, I've never seen him off target the way he was in the game. And now off target for Baker Mayfield is different than off target for Jimmy Garoppolo or Kirk Cousins.
How so?
Because Baker Mayfield off target is like the receiver, he could have caught that if that was close.
Didn't miss by much.
But there's a few things that go into this. First off, I have a few issues. I'm not sold on Cleveland's O-line pass protection. Their right guard he's been an issue, and I think he can continue to be an issue.
Talked about that last week.
I know, and it reared its head a little bit here against the Buccaneers, especially Ndamukong Suh, who looks good, by the way. Let me just reassure everybody there. He does. Still. He looks like he lost weight, and he's in better shape. I know. He was kind of impressive from what I was seeing there. So I think with Baker Mayfield, I look at that, okay? Another thing we have to take into account here. There's no OBJ, no Jarvis Landry, no David Njoku. None of them are playing in the game, right? The Bucs played man-to-man a lot. I can promise you they wouldn't be playing man-to-man like they were in that game with OBJ. Yeah, right. That would change your game plan. But they got, they're not playing. Let's get in their face. Let's work on our man-to-man coverage, which therefore allowed them to blitz and do some things like that, where I go, if OBJ's on the field, they're not going to leave Vernon Hargreaves on an island with him 40 plays in a row. I'm just sorry, because they're going to lose 25 of them badly. So we have to take that into account. We also have to take into account Todd Bowles knows that offense very good, right? He came from Bruce Arians, and Freddie Kitchens is from Bruce Arians, so it's a similar system. So those are little things I look at. But with Baker, it was one thing, and I'm going to jib this one more time, okay? I like your flannel shirt today. In the middle of summer. It's really nice. But here's my one issue with Baker that I've never really seen this with. And Baker is about as pure a thrower as I've ever seen. But a little bit like how, you talk about Kirk Cousins. Baker's usually perfect, and the arm stays pretty tight. He got into a little bit the other night of really reaching back. Like, I'm gonna hit it 350 down the fairway. 320 is not gonna do. And I do think because of that, I saw so many, and I was going frame by frame and slowing it down, where I just felt like his arm was way back in this position behind his head, more than I've ever seen before. And for me, for a guy who is very nuanced into really checking that out, and I'm pretty photographic memory with guys and their motions and things like that, that was what jumped out to me. And also, I'll throw this one other little factor out there. The legend of Swamp Ass is real in Tampa, okay, this time of the year, okay, because you can have some snaps where it's wet ball drill.
Oh, my gosh.
The humidity down there. I mean, I used to have to make my center change his pants at halftime.
So underrated.
You're
getting a ball that's soaked and you're supposed to throw a 20-yard out route?
Yes. Yeah, good luck. Right. I used to get that a lot where I'd be in the preseason game and, gosh, I'm the second-string quarterback, and here I come in. Damn, the center's been in here for a little while already. Yeah. And as soon as I put my hand under his ass, I go, here we go. And then he snaps the ball, and I get sprayed in the face by, ass juice. Yes. Sorry, everybody, but that's what happens.
That's why Andrew Luck walked away.
Well, yeah, it might be. He smelled his hand. He's like, I've had it. That's it. But I would drop back sometimes and be like, oh, my gosh, this side of the ball is wet. And then I'd go back to the other side. I go, oh, my gosh, this is worse. And I'd have to go back to the other one.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
That can happen.
Not the swamp ass thing as it relates to what comes back to you, but how difficult it is to throw the ball in August and September.
It can be hard. Exactly right. It's a different. It's certainly. I bet you Baker Mayfield has not had to have a lot of days like that in Cleveland. Right. And when he got down there, that was a little bit of a shock. I'm sure.
Of all the quarterbacks you brought up for their individual games and the scheme, Jimmy G, Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, and then Baker Mayfield, it sounds like you're the least concerned about him today.
Yes, all right. Okay. I'm not concerned about Baker Mayfield. I think it was an outlier against a team with he's not at full strength, and the team has great knowledge of what they do on that side of the ball. And Tampa's got a new staff, and it's the third preseason game, and they're home, and they want to impress their coach, their fans and all that. That all plays into it a little bit.
Pointing it out, but you're kind of giving him a pass a little bit.
I am. I am giving him a pass a little bit.
Other quarterback in that game, Jameis Winston.
Yes.
Yay or nay?
Well, no, it was not his best day either, but I'll say this, a little bit the same way. First off, they didn't have Mike Evans out there, okay? They couldn't run the ball, and where they really had an issue more than anything, and I don't put this on Jameis Winston, because I didn't come away from the game going, oh, Jameis made some stupid decisions, or Jameis really threw the ball poorly. It was more like, damn, nobody's open, or holy shit, the O-line got steamrolled.
Right.
I mean, the big boys played for Cleveland. Sheldon Richardson, Olivier Vernon, Myles Garrett, they were out there. And Olivier Vernon was a handful, and so was Sheldon Richardson. They dominated up front at times. And just like I talked about, oddly enough, with the Bucs, with the Browns, the Bucs, the same thing. They got a right guard issue. They really do. I've seen it rear its head in every game now. And when I get to preseason game number 3 and it's still going on, I go, okay, this is an issue.
Right.
Like it's no longer like, oh, we're getting our feet underneath us. It's early preseason.
It's a bigger problem than it used to be because a lot of teams are scheming to blitz up the middle more than they did a few years ago.
Yes, right.
So,
no doubt.
Right guard issue is a problem now.
Right guard is definitely an issue for both of those football teams. And yeah, I mean, I would think that week 1, teams are going to notice that. They're going to stress those guys out. They're going to do stunts and different twists to see if they're on their game, not only physically, but, when you're not on your game physically, as you know, it can filter into your mental part of the game too, because you're thinking about certain things about your technique, and then you're going, oh, damn, the guy I was supposed to just pick up on the loop there is hitting my quarterback because I was worried about, keeping my punch tight. So I do worry about that, especially in an offense like Bruce Arians, where we know they want to hold the ball and throw the ball deep down the field.
So big-name quarterbacks hit the field for the first time in the preseason. I want to hit on 3 guys here. I'm going to read their names and just give me your few headline bullet points.
Okay, you know me. I'm so short with words. You know me.
And we'll see if we can keep it moving here. Let's start with Ben Roethlisberger.
Machine. Ben was not perfect, but for a first preseason game, getting out there, it was pretty damn good. Exactly right. Ben is just so cool and calm, and the ball, he just puts it on the money almost all the time. Had a drop by Juju Smith-Schuster on an out route on one play. And the other thing that really jumped out to me, their O-line. It's real. It's one of the best pass blocking O-lines in football. It's still really good in the run game too. James Conner, we only got to see, I think it was 2 drives from Big Ben, but I'm not worried about it. He had a Vance McDonald who dropped a pass too. Big Ben looked good, and I think that Steelers offense is going to look good too.
You talked about Andrew Luck being worth a couple wins as opposed to Jacoby Brissett.
Right.
Roethlisberger might be worth 4 or 5 for that team.
He might be, no doubt about it. Ben Roethlisberger's greatness cannot always be quantified because he plays the position a little differently. It's a little backyard football-ish. Right. He puts a lot of pressure on you because you go, whoa, he can throw it everywhere, and he's one of the best deep ball throwers I've ever seen, let alone he can stand in there forever and extend plays that way too, and he can beat you with his mind and audibles at the line of scrimmage and that stuff.
You say backyard, I like to say recess.
Recess. Okay, I'm down with that.
Organized recess.
Some good recess football.
To the Lions, Matthew Stafford played for the first time.
Matthew Stafford looked like the Matthew Stafford I remember from 2 years ago. It was sharp. It really was. First off, I think the first thing that I always look at is a guy's body, right? I do. It's just the way I am. So, okay, it's the first time I see him on film. Looks like he's in incredible shape. Like he's tightened up a little bit. Whether, I don't know if it means he ran more wind sprints or he's been squatting more, but either way, the shit looks tighter in the uniform.
Right.
And yes, the throwing. Last year was a blip on the radar for Matthew Stafford, where I never saw him miss throws that he missed before. You could say anything you want about Matthew Stafford, and I know not everybody thinks he's real good. I am a defender of him because I think he's been really the only thing making shit happen up there for a long time. And last year he fell off because of the culture change, and I think they were asking him to play a different style of football, and I think it messed with his head.
Right.
But I look at the way he threw the ball, and then your guy, Hawkinson, who's going to be legit, okay? Mm-hmm. Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones. Like, the Lions are one of these teams where I know I'm going to pick my playoff teams and stuff. I don't quite know how to place them yet. There's a lot of good to like about them the more you watch.
In a really good division, too.
I know, that's the issue. And the O-line is real. The D-line is real. Darrell Bevell, who was a big question for me in Seattle and a big question for me hiring him here in Detroit. I felt like just from looking at the first 3 games, and especially this game with Matthew Stafford, I said,
liked it.
I think Darrell Bevell's reorchestrated his formula of calling plays.
What did you like most about his plays?
I feel like it wasn't a lot of personnel set changes, a lot of formation changes, and he did everything. 2 tight ends are in the game. We're going to play smash mouth football. Next time he's in shotgun and spread, nobody's in the backfield, but the 2 tight ends are still in the game. Those are little things I look at.
He had a year out to really think about it.
I think it might have done him well.
Guys don't want to do that, but I think it's really helpful.
I think it did. I think because as you know, most of these guys have the same plays.
Right.
It's about how you call them, when you know what the defense is going to call, and are you going to call it at the right time, right? Like, okay, it's, I know in 2nd and 7, they like to play these 2 coverages. Can you dial up the right play in that situation?
Right.
And can you sequence plays also at the same time, like we've talked about with a Sean McVay before, where it all looks the same, but it's a little different every play, to where you got the linebacker and safety's head spinning. Okay, it's the speed sweep. Oh, it's the fake speed sweep zone run. Oh, it's the fake speed sweep, fake zone screen pass. And then it's this play action pass off that. And then that's what a good OC does. And to me, I think Darrell Bevell might have turned the corner there a little bit.
Think about how much you can learn when you're not game planning for the next week. And you know how it is. Somehow, wherever Darrell was last year, he had access to all the coaching.
No doubt
somehow
about
found
it.
his way to his computer. He's not thinking about calling plays the next week. He can just kind of mix and match and sit down there and play scientist. So good for him.
Yeah.
Nick Foles,
it wasn't like earth-shattering, but they're a different-looking football team with Nick Foles at quarterback. They really are. I mean, I think it's going to make their run game a lot more respectable, because they got some speed on the outside. And Foles is aggressive. I mean, he threw an interception when he was scrambling to his right because he was aggressive. He was trying to be aggressive and make a play as he was running, threw the ball behind the guy a little bit. But I think either way, I like Nick Foles and what he does to that team. That's a big team. He's big in the pocket. He's fearless with people around him. And he's just got a great feel of throwing the ball over the middle into the right spots. Doesn't do it with arm power. Does it more with, just gracefulness and timing, and and just doesn't matter. Him, Big Ben, Cam Newton. Oh, there's 4 guys around me, no problem. Roar, and throws it in there. And he's a good little athlete to get outside and bootleg and do things like that too. They didn't do a lot on offense, but I know their offense is going to be a lot better with Nick Foles.
It's a team that's had a lot of talents around it for the last few years. When was the last time they could think about the quarterback like, we got a guy? We've got a guy who can get it done. It's been years.
You can see it on the sideline. Right. Even on the tape, I could see it. You could tell, like, Jalen Ramsey and those defenders, they're up there. They were watching Nick Foles because they wanted to see what he was going to do. Let's put your film watching to rest with 3 quick questions here. My first question, who jumped out that you didn't expect to look good? Oh, okay. All right, let me pull up the teams, okay? I have to always pull up the teams. Who jumped out that I did not expect? Okay. Okay. I'll tell you one guy who just is, I don't know if I didn't expect it, but I'm just going to say it because I got to, because it looks that damn good, is Bush, for the middle linebacker for the Steelers. Can run a little bit, huh? Holy shit. Yeah. Every week it's gotten better. I got to see him in person up in training camp, but him with Mark Barron in the middle of that defense, I'm not saying it's Ryan Shazier, but damn, they certainly are getting close to it, to where I go, ooh, this is a big improvement for this Steelers defense. How about one you expected more from who kind of let you down? Good ones. Let me just look at my teams. Hold on. Well, I mean, how's Farrell looking? Oh, that's a good one. I mean, Farrell, now I didn't watch that film all the way. I haven't been thoroughly impressed with Clelin Ferrell. Now, to me, I don't think this is going to be any news to anybody who's listened to me, because I just don't know if he's that physically explosive and gifted. I think he's a good player, a guy who plays in the NFL for a long time. I don't see superstar in him, and that's what the number 4 pick to me is all about. Hey, I don't think Quinnen Williams for the Jets has been all that great to this point, all right? That's another one I'll throw out there. And as a team in general, okay, and I know Deshaun Watson didn't play, but the Houston Texans getting shellacked the way they did, 34-0 to the Dallas Cowboys, I don't really care. That makes me concerned overall. It's embarrassing that you can get dominated like that and have special teams issues and things like that. So those are good ones. Who else am I missing there? Anybody else? Gosh, that was a good question. I wish I would have been better prepared there. You need to keep a list now of everybody that you thought sucked. Yes. I mean, we should have gave Josh McCown some love. I mean, Josh McCown just comes off this. He's just playing with his kids 3 days ago. Hey, Kyle, I'll come in 17 for 24 and throw the ball over the field. I'm the backup, right? Yeah, you're the backup now. Yes. He's that kind of athlete, though. He really is. He's a special athlete. I want one offense or defense that wasn't vanilla. Yeah. That kind of pushed that preseason narrative aside. They showed you a lot either side of the ball with what they did. Okay, the Washington Redskins. What they did. They're Washington Redskins. I'm always a fan of Greg Minuski. Greg Minuski. First off, their D-line dominated Atlanta's O-line in the game. And that's a little thing to where I'm getting concerned about Atlanta. It's 3 weeks in a row where Atlanta, and I go, man, Matt Ryan's got a lot of people around him. Now, I know Julio's not out there, and that'll take pressure off things. But that Redskins D-line, Jonathan Allen, okay? Deron Payne, the 2 Alabama boys in the middle, Montez Sweat on the edge, with Kerrigan on the edge. They look the part, right? And Landon Collins in the background. But what impressed me was Minuski is great at calling zone coverages, and Matt Ryan looks back to pass, and he's got 3 receivers to the left, and somehow 6 guys for the Redskins are over there. He knows how to break down offenses. So that was one, I think, that popped out to me. What would you ask?
That works.
That was good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I gave you the option of offense or defense.
Offense or defense. Okay.
Defense.
And let me just say, Taysom Hill is continuing to impress.
That's your guy.
Yes, he really is. I mean, I'm back to where I was watching it with Dad Saturday night.
Who likes him more, you or your dad?
I of course watched the film last week and told him, I was like, Dad, it's real. Like, he's playing quarterback. This is no longer just freak athlete. And I'm sitting there watching the game. I go into the kitchen for a minute. Why Taysom Hill's got the ball, and he's holy shit, I can hear him in the other room because Taysom Hill's breaking out to make a run or a throw, and it's just like, yeah, that's what kind of player he is right now.
To finish,
yes,
let's go AFC.
Okay.
We're going to do the NFC some other time. Over-unders.
Okay, I got one read to go. Stop rushing me. I got a read to do.
I rushed you.
Okay?
Yeah.
I got to give that jerk, Florio, a little read, all right? The PFT PM podcast, okay?
Right. Yeah.
This week, Florio is with Al Riveron. Really? That is an interesting combination.
Good get.
A great get. Yeah. I mean,
Can we submit questions?
I mean, Al's obviously trying to kiss up to Florio early here. He's trying to get on his good side before the season starts. Very smart by Al.
Good political move.
Okay, so that's good. And check us out. You know, me and Mike Florio, 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday, mostly on Pro Football Talk. We have fun. We keep it all football. We deep dive on everything. That's what we do. That's our MO. I would encourage anybody to watch me. Yes.
I think it's okay to move on to the AFC over-unders via FanDuel. I got yelled at last time I tried to get past the Florio promo, so sorry. Sorry to Mike.
Well, don't mess with Florio.
Sorry to you.
He's Italian, you know, he holds grudges. You got to watch out for him. I'm married to one. You got to watch out.
AFC over-unders. Bills. 6.5.
Yeah, I'm going over here. I am. I'm bullish on the Billish.
Some other good teams in the AFC East.
Yes, and I know we didn't get into it a whole lot, okay? But again, Josh Allen looked good. He had one full Tropic Thunder moment, okay? He had one Tropic Thunder moment, all right, where he ran out to the right and tried to throw a ball 30 yards across his body to the left, and it got intercepted, and he got lucky because it was an unnecessary roughness hit on the quarterback, okay? So he had that moment, and I wrote that down. I was like, man, that can't go on this year. That's done. But either way, the Bills' D is real. Mm-hmm. The Bills' O-line is much improved. LaShawn McCoy is still the best running back on that football team, just so everybody out there can hear that.
Yep.
And between John Brown, Cole Beasley, Isaiah McKenzie, and who else am I missing? This Duke Williams. I'm telling everybody to watch out for him. Duke Williams, number 82, came from Auburn, went up and played in Canada for a while. Was like a guy that was going to be rumored as a first-round pick for a while. Had some issues. I don't even know the complete story. But I like the Bills.
You like the Bills?
Yes.
I gathered that.
Yes.
Dolphins, 4.5.
That is a good one.
That's not many wins.
No, that's not. And I'm going to go the under.
Really?
I am. I just can't see it.
Who's their quarterback?
I don't know yet. Ryan Fitzpatrick or Josh Rosen. Eventually, it will be Josh Rosen. I think he gives them a higher ceiling.
And why not go there week 1?
Well, I don't know if they feel like they're going to win. He gives them the best chance to win week 1.
They're only winning 4 games anyway.
I mean, you're right. But, tell that to Brian Flores, whose livelihood's on the line. He's, we're only going to win. I'm going to play the other guy. We're only going to win 4 games. So the Dolphins, I'm going to say 4-12, 3-13. They're in total rebuild process. Total.
I'm going to give them 5 wins with Josh Rosen.
Okay, I like
with
that.
Josh alone.
Let's keep that tab, okay? I want to make sure we get this. We can square it down at the end of the year.
Take notes here while I take for the next one.
Please
Patriots, 11 wins.
Gosh, this is a good one. Okay, I mean,
I'm taking over. So
you're definitely taking over.
I'm going over.
I'm cheating just to pull up the schedule for a second because I just want to go. Only reason I'm pausing it all is because I maybe want to say a push. Yeah. Like, that's the only way I can see it because I do think that the Bills and the Jets are going to be better in that division this year.
Didn't you hear Gronk is coming back after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we'll see. He's better get in the weight room. I know that. They also got, let's see, I just got this right. I mean, their schedule got the AFC North this year. Or no, they don't have the AFC North, do they? Yes, they do. They have the AFC North and the NFC East, which is tough. I'm going push with the Patriots.
I had you written down for under.
You had an under? I'm going to go push.
All right.
I'm going to go push there right at 11.
At 11.
Yep. What
Jets,
a wimp I am.
Yeah, kind of. Jets 7.
I'm going to go over.
You just want to make our producer Matt Casey happy.
Yep. Actually, I don't really like him that much. I would love to piss him off with this one.
I'll go under.
Yes. You're going to go under?
Yeah.
You think like way under, or you think it'd be like a 7 and 9 under?
I think 5 and 11.
Okay.
Next April, we're talking about what do they do with the 8th pick.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay. All right. I like this. This is a good one. We're going to have a difference here. I'm going to go over, but barely. I think the Jets are going to be 8 and 8, 9 and 7 on the outside looking in. I'm going to give them
that.
It's
a big difference.
I know.
8 and 8, 9 and 7.
I know.
Which one?
Ooh. I'll go 8 and 8. Okay.
That's good because I had that written in pen.
Okay, good.
With your apprehension.
I'm going to go 8 and 8. There's things I like about that Jets football team in general. I really do. I just think the Jets and Bills are going to be
much better.
Much better.
Okay.
Yes, in all ways.
AFC North. Ravens 8.5. That seems low to me.
Yes. Seems
very low.
I'll say this: the AFC is real this year. There's a lot of good quality teams. I think this could be one of those years, Paul, where like we have a 10 and 6 team like maybe get left out of the playoffs.
Happens.
You know what I mean? We're like the 2 home field advantage or the 2 first round buys might be 11 and 5, and everybody else is 10 and 6, and maybe there's a 1 9 and 7, and then there's a whole bunch of 8 and 8s and 9 and 7s who lost in the tiebreakers, and then we just got some shit teams at the bottom who don't win very many games at all. But I would not be shocked. So Ravens at 8.5. I'm going to go the over.
I'm going over as well.
I still question that pass game. My big thing with the Ravens, too, is, man, they get 2 cupcakes to start the season. Dolphins and Cardinals.
Defense is really good again.
Defense is really good again.
This might be the best over on the whole board.
You think so? You think?
I haven't looked through all of them yet, but so far.
It's just scary because I just worry about the Lamar and the passing offense still to a degree. But he's been pretty damn good this preseason to where I'm gonna give it to them. And yes, they got big O-line, big D-line, great defense.
He could be kind of a version of himself last year and still get to 9 and 7.
I think he could too. Yes, exactly right.
Bengals 6, pretty low for them.
I know. Man. No A.G. Green early in the year. I just don't see it, Paul. I'm going
last
under.
Time they were 5 and 11.
I know. I'm going under.
See it under. Okay.
I am. And I don't know. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying I'm the Oracle, but I'm the Oracle, and I'm just saying I don't know. You know, again, it's harder now to look at preseason football than ever before and get a gauge of teams.
Get no read off it.
Yeah,
no,
like 3-4 years ago, we got a little feel. Teams game plan more. They play their starters more. You know, you got a feel for what a team was truly going to be. It's hard the last 2 years. It really is. But yeah, I just look at the Bengals and go, I'm not thrilled about the coaching staff. I don't think Andy Dalton's a huge difference maker. I got questions about the O-line, even though they're on the right pace, but they've lost some guys to injury. I mean, they already lost their first-round pick, Jonah Williams. Okay, I worry about that. On defense, I like the secondary. I like some guys in the front, but I don't know if there's real difference makers, enough difference makers for me to say, ooh, they're gonna win a lot of games coming out of the AFC North.
Browns 9.5. I'm not going double-digit with them.
I don't think I am either.
I'm going under.
I don't think I am either. That is a really good one, though. 9.5. Yeah, I wouldn't bet this if anybody's got extra money out there. This would be the one I'd say stay away from. Yeah, I think the worst the Browns are like 9 and 7, but I don't know if I could sit here and give them 10 and 6 because of the little things I just told you about. You know, I do. I worry about overall defensive depth. I worry about their secondary. Okay, you know. Yes, Denzel Ward's phenomenal. The rest of the group is meh to me. It's all right. And then, so if Olivier Vernon and Sheldon Richardson and Myles Garrett don't kick ass, then I think they could be in trouble in the back end a lot. That worries me. And then we talked about their right guard issue on the offensive side of the ball. And, hey, it's a lot of new. I've been saying kind of all offseason I'm going to pick the Browns to go to the playoffs, and I feel like I've been backing off that here the last week or so. So we'll see. We'll get you the final answer on Tuesday. But, yeah, I'm going to go under.
Taking the 2 unders.
Yeah.
The Browns at 9.5. Steelers 9.
Over.
Easily.
I am.
2 overs.
Going over.
Colts at 7. We kind of addressed this earlier. I think you believe it's going to be more than that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And it's just, I'm going to go with the over with the Colts, too. It's just going to be a question of, is it going to be 8-8 or is it going to be 10-6?
I think it's going to be more than 7.
And that's what's going to be like we said, the Andrew Luck clutch factor. Can Jacoby Brissett deliver in a few of those games where, the Colts aren't playing their best ball, but somehow find a way to win it because Andrew Luck pulled them out? Can Jacoby Brissett do that? It's week 13 and the Tennessee Titans are at home and they're kind of, this is a boring game. And they're not playing their best ball. Can he pull them through in those situations? It's really the big question.
Texans 8.5.
I'm going under.
I'm going to take an under as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go
horribly under.
Yeah, 8-8, 7-9, right around there. Yes.
2 unders.
Yep. The Lamar Miller injury, huge.
Significant.
Lamar Miller is a really good running back. A little bit where, again, we look at Saquon Barkley last year and go, oh, that was a phenomenal year. He's 5 yards per carry behind that O-line, the same O-line that we all go, damn, Eli has to play quarterback behind that O-line.
Right.
Same thing with Lamar Miller. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry, and the Houston Texans O-line was worse than the Giants last year.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, he's probably just healing up now with body bruises from what he had to go through. So, yeah, I'm going to go under there. The Texans are tough. I really love Billy O'Brien. I love the attitude and the physicality they play with. But I think this year's a little bit of a drop-off.
I think I have found what's going to be your favorite over in the AFC here.
I think it's going to be the Jags.
Jaguars 8.
Yeah, I love the Jags. I do. I'm picking the Jags to win the AFC South. I can just tell you that right now. I already know that. I think the defense is still in the conversation for the most talented in the game, if not the most talented. And now, Josh Allen, who you heard me during the draft, right? Josh Allen, the defense end. I wasn't sure, how it would translate to football. And I'm still not sure he's going to be like a superstar pass rusher because he still has no bend, but he is a physical specimen. And he dominates in the run game. And he can push the pocket. And he got even some sacks the other night where, they did some stunts, and he's going to get a few like that either way. But either way, he's one of those guys when you turn on the film, you go, who's that big wearing 41 over there?
Right.
That's what you do. You go, damn, he's jacked. And that's Josh Allen? Okay, that's why they picked him at number 7, I guess. So, yeah, I'm going over for a lot of reasons. I think they're talented, the Nick Foles factor, the coaching. I like the Jags.
Make it 2 overs for Jaguars at 8. Titans also at 8.
Going under.
I'm going push.
You're going push. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much under, but I'm going to go under with it. I'm concerned about Tennessee's O-line. I'm concerned about difference makers in the pass game. I'm not sold on Mariota.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sold on that. The defense has a lot of good. I don't know if it has great. The new OC, Smith. Damn it, I'm forgetting. Is it? I want to say Arthur. Is it Arthur, guys? Somebody say me.
Arthur.
It's Arthur, right?
Yeah.
His dad started FedEx. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, which is amazing, right? His dad really did. Started FedEx.
Must be a good offensive mind.
He knows how to deliver from the ground or the pass, the air or the ground delivery. But I am going to go below I'm going to go under for the Titans.
All right, Titans under 8 to the AFC West. Broncos 7.
Gosh. Damn it, the damn Broncos. What am I going to do here? Oof, man.
You like the defense a little.
Yeah, I do like the defense.
How much do you like Joe Flacco is what it comes down to?
I like Joe. I will say their O-line has been a little underwhelming, too, here through the start of the preseason. Gosh, it's 7 wins. What are you feeling? This one's a tough one. I'm on the fence about this one.
I'm going to give them 8-8, so I'll go over.
Okay.
You want to double up?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the same way. I'm going to go over with you. I'm glad. You're going to keep this? You're going to put this away in your...
I am. I hope I can read my writing as we get further along. But yeah, I'm going to hang on to this.
Okay, don't get too old in the next year, so make sure you can read it still.
It's not easy. Chiefs, 10.5.
Chiefs O-line. Chiefs offense, I think, is going to be better than last year. That's insane that I'm saying that out loud.
Defense can't be a whole lot worse?
It can't be a whole lot worse. It definitely cannot. They're going to be more stout against the run. They're not going to be one of the worst in football stopping the run this year. I can promise you that. That's how they reorchestrated their defensive line, and Justin Houston and Dee Ford aren't there anymore. They're kind of going the size angle, right? Chris Jones is starting in the middle. Noddy, the other guy from Florida State's there. They got Frank Clark on the edge. They got Okafor on the other edge. So they're going more power-based this year. I do worry a little about Steve Spagnuolo because he can do too many defenses, and sometimes they're just not sound because they do too much. But I think I'm going to go over for the Chiefs. I'm going to go over.
I'm going under.
You going under?
They're going to get figured out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
10 wins, 10-6.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're just going just barely under. Okay.
1 over, 1 under.
Yep.
I think the Chargers are going to be better. They're at 9.5. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, the Chargers they're one of the teams I'm really struggling with here, just as how good they're going to be. They really are.
Because?
I don't know what it is about that. I guess a little bit what worries me, Joey Bosa's health. Still a little bit of a lack of big people in the interior D-line. Tillery is back.
Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, Melvin Gordon issue scares me. Derwin James being out, right? I'm going to say over for right now.
I'm with you.
But I'm not necessarily – tune in on Tuesday for my playoffs. That's
over.
One I'm not sure. It's a shaky over.
Might change it.
Yeah, don't put a lot of money on that one.
Raiders 6.5.
Ooh, doctor. 6.5 for the Raiders. That's like the perfect line for them. I do think the Raiders are going to be much improved. What were the Raiders last year? 5-11? Is that what they ended up? I'll tell you right now. They were 4-12.
4.
Yeah, 4-12.
Yeah.
Damn, they were worse than I remembered. Okay, so I think I'm going to go to the under here.
Yeah, I'm
just barely
6-10.
Yeah, the half scares me.
Pair of 6-10.
You know, I think they're a 6-10. Who is just really a pain in the ass and probably lose 2 or 3 like heartbreaking games to where you just go, man, they're going to like kill themselves in the offseason. But I think heading in the right direction. But yeah, I think I'm going to go 6-10. I'm with you.
Derek Carr.
Too young. You know, there's just
maybe
there's a lot of unproven commodities. They're young. They're in the rebuild. I mean, let's just not forget that.
6 would not be a disaster.
It would not be a disaster.
Based off of where they've been.
No, I mean, if they got to 8-8, I'd go, damn, that was a really successful season.
Be a 50% improvement.
It would be
over last year.
You're right.
So, hey,
it would
maybe
be.
It's a win.
And they're going. Like we said, we talked about it a lot in the offseason. I mean, they won the offseason. They're one of those teams that are up there. It's just, hey, it's Clelin Ferrell's first year. It's Abrams' first year. You know, it's Josh Jacobs, who looks phenomenal. First year, it's the Antonio Brown experiment. You know, there's a lot of things there. Trent Brown's going from left tackle back to right tackle. You know, the defensive line doesn't just overwhelm me in general. The secondary, I look at some things and go, oh, I like it, but there's other areas I go, oh, I don't know. Can they really cover people man-to-man on big situations on a 3rd and 4 and stop people that way? I'm not sure about all that. So, yeah, I got questions there.
It's like in Bull Durham, Kevin Costner, when he summarized to the bench coach that came out, he's like, what the hell is going on out here? Got a lot of shit going on.
A lot going on out here.
He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, they do. They got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, you know the two Ravis, right? Two Ravis podcasts, right?
Good dudes.
They are good dudes.
Yeah.
I know. I've talked a little ball with them. They have the two Ravis podcasts. If you're trying to get brushed up on soccer, Premier League football, okay, Premier League soccer, as we say in this country, Robbie Mustel, Robbie Earl, they'll recap match week 3. Is that right? Match week 3 or week 3 matches? Do they say that in London? Am I wrong there?
This is what we pre-read the
Or
promos.
did my producer just go full Tropic Thunder there and write it backwards? He wrote recap the matches from week 3 of the Premier League.
I think he left off at
We'll just say that. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Kid can't even read. And then trouble for Manchester United after losing to Crystal Palace. Damn, man, you lost to Crystal Palace?
I don't watch a lot, do you?
I'm not now. I can't. I'm total football and just trying to, by a thread, pay attention to my Yankees. That's all I can do.
Two Robbies, like when you bump into them back there, they couldn't be nicer.
Crystal Palace, I can't even, sometimes when I see that, I go, is that like some cheap casino down in Atlantic City?
That's Rebecca Lowe's favorite team.
Is Rebecca Lowe's favorite team?
Do you like Tottenham?
I don't know anybody on Tottenham right now to say if I like them or not. No.
I just like to say it in the promos.
You do? Tottenham. Oh, hey, you're so English.
Right?
Do you have a team that you do root for? Because I kind of root for Manchester United.
There's only so many sports that I can get
and you're deep in them right now.
Not there right now.
But they're first off, the Robbies are cool. Okay,
awesome dude.
They got style.
Sincerely,
I see sometimes one of them's got the top button up there.
They better keep an eye on those ties that they put back there.
And you might snag
They might wander off. They might show up on NHL Live.
All right, that's it. The music's out. Okay, and Thursday we will do NFC over/unders. I know my dad wasn't on the pod today.
He blew me off.
He did. He blew you off. He's like once every few days is all he can handle with you. He's got things going on. I don't know. He just called me too while we were sitting here, so I don't know what's going on. But we'll have him on Thursday. We'll talk a little bit more. Like I said, NFC over/unders on Thursday. Next week, I'm going to give my whole playoff division breakdowns, and we're going to get all into the bracket and everything. And are you doing next Tuesday?
next Tuesday.
Are you? Do we know? We don't know that. If you are invited, we'll figure it out. And the cool club later. Ahmed's in?
Ahmed's in.
Damn, okay.
Coming back from Louisville then.
I want, nonetheless, okay, at some point, your Super Bowl predictions. At the very least.
All right.
I got to have it, okay?
Yep. Not right now.
Not right now, but next week sometimes I'm going to text you, and I want your Final Four or at least Final Two with a winner.
I'm okay? Ready.
You're down with that?
Be ready.
All right. That's it. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. You know where to find us. YouTube.com/NBC Sports if you want to watch us there. And then you can download us anywhere podcasts are available. Paul Burmeister, you're the man. Thanks for coming in, man. You look good, even though you're really winging it open. That chest hairs, a few scraggly grays there.
Take care of that.
See ya. Peace. We're out. Yo, what's up? Come on, man. Subscribe on YouTube to Chris Simms Unbuttoned Podcast. I need you. Please hit the subscribe button, please.